which is short for technical rehearsal, is the time when we move the show from a rehearsal room into the theater, and we integrate lighting, sound, the scenery and props, as well as in this case, video projections and costumes.
We've been rehearsing the play for about 8 weeks. The play is twice as long as most plays, and we ended up having a technical rehearsal that was about twice as long. Normally it's about 4 days, and here it was at least 8 days, although you continue to work on the show technically once you're in front of an audience because changes are being made. Part of tech is preparation, is that you work for months and months and months with the lighting designer, the sound designers, the projection designers, costumes to plan for tech. Tech can be a notoriously chaotic period of time where everybody's getting thrown all of these elements. You've got wigs and you've got microphones and you've got lighting cues. And in this case, because it's been such an epic production, it's been extraordinarily well planned.
It's been an incredibly smooth process. It really is a credit to the stage management team because we've planned the production in the rehearsal room. The actors are moving around in an environment where we're imagining all of the things that they will then see on stage. All of the scenery, all of the moving, in this case, moving panels, moving walls, costume changes, wig changes. And the stage management team has recorded and planned, it's like going to war. I mean, coming to a process like this. We have 8 or 9 days of tech, but truly we're making the most of every single minute of that time. And the stage management team is so well prepared that we're able to execute it very smoothly.
And I think I'd explain the stage management concept because it's something that most people don't quite understand, and it is probably the most important element once the production opens up. It goes in the hands of a team led by a production stage manager and other stage managers whose job it is to run the show. It's so complicated, it all gets recorded in a master book, and then the stage manager sits behind a console and basically for, in this case, over 5 hours, says lights 1 go, sound 2 go, projections 1 go, lights go. And it's a constant set of cueing that the stage manager's done. But this has been actually a fairly smooth process because we've done a lot of planning in advance.
And I think what's unique about technical rehearsals in the theater is that there's a really dynamic conversation happening the whole time between the artists involved. You will oftentimes be in a situation where there's a, let's say, transition happening on stage between one scene and another. And the sound designer has one idea, and the lighting designer has a different idea. And what happens in a tech process where the artists are really listening to each other is that the directors are in part there to kind of referee and oversee those conversations and not simply to deliver decisions, but to also listen to all the great ideas in the room and just help pick between them and align them together. Our design team are such professionals, they're so brilliant that their intuitions are great. And in part, it's kind of like playing music together. It's like, almost like improvised music where you really have a group of artists listening to one another, trying things out, talking to one another, planning something and then presenting it to others. And in that way, it can become extremely creative and fertile as a place for even new ideas to come up.
Yeah, it's tricky because, the common perception is of the director as a pure authoritarian voice, that the director is the person telling everybody what to do at all times. At its most cliche, there's the fact that people think a director says, stand here, stand there, move there, do this, which is quite the contrary. You're in collaboration constantly with people. It is true that we are kind of the generals with the overall battle in mind. But it's also an incredible process I always think of every time I ever work on something, that the best experiences in the theater, the best experiences in tech are the ability to have a plan and then be willing to let that plan go in favor of someone's better idea.
That's exactly my philosophy as well. Maybe that's why we seem to be working together.
Yeah, I think so.
Because my philosophy is always that the best idea in the room wins, and that my job, among other things, is to listen for the best idea in the room, as well as to come in with a battle plan.
Yes.
This is, among other things, an actor's play. It's a literary play, it's an adaptation of a novel, but it really is a showcase for actors, and I'm just really excited to hand the play over
to the actors,
to this company of actors.